Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to today's class. As we do every single week, what do we say before we start? Tell me. Hand up. Who can tell me what do we say before we start our lesson? Halima, can you tell me?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Oh, we say our Bismillah. So let's all together. Let's say our Bismillah. Yeah? So 3, 2, 1. Well done. Well done. Mashallah. Okay, so what did we do last week then? Who can tell me? Alina, you have something to say?
My brother wants to join the madrasa.
Okay, get him to sit next to you. He can join. Hello. Okay, he can join with us. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so who can tell me then? What did we do last week? Go on, Aya.
Of being kind.
Good girl, we did do being kind, but there's one word that we learned about. It was one word. Who can tell me? Musa, can you tell me?
It's not that I'm gonna say, but there's a thing that you can do of your background, and my sister done it.
Yeah, we can see your.
Yeah, I can see right now you're in front of a bridge with some water. Wow, very lucky of you.
Cool.
Okay, so nobody's told me the answer yet. What did we do last week, guys? It was one word. Kiana, can you tell me?
Kiana, is it okay for Kais to come?
Kiana, go on. No? Okay, well, I will give you guys the answer. We talked about respect, remember? Do you guys remember now? Yeah? Yeah, we remember respect. So let's do a little bit of a quiz on respect. So the first question says, your mummy says she's going to clean the kitchen. What do we do to show respect? So I'm going to show a few pictures. You're going to do a thumbs up and thumbs down if you think that is showing respect, okay? Yeah? Put your thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So the first picture is this little girl. What is she doing? What is this little girl doing then? You can tell me. What is this little girl doing? Eliza, can you tell me?
She's standing in the middle of the kitchen.
Right, she's standing. She's also running. She's running around in the kitchen. Now you guys, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if that is showing respect, if mummy's trying to clean the kitchen. Is that showing respect? No, that's not showing respect. Well done. What about this then? So now there's two children playing around inside the kitchen. Is that showing respect? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
No.
Well done, Alina. Well done, Alina's brother as well. Well done, Eliza. Ramla, good girl. That is not showing respect because mummy's trying to clean the kitchen. We can't play when mummy's cleaning the kitchen. But what about this one then? Here we have somebody helping mummy clean the kitchen. Is that showing respect? Yes or no? Nabila, good girl. Misha, well done. Good girl, Eliza. Good work, Fatima. It is showing respect. So when mummy's cleaning the kitchen, we should make sure that we help. Yeah, we should help her out. But we shouldn't be running and we shouldn't be playing in the kitchen. Yeah. What about this one then? So daddy is praying Salah. What should we do to show respect? So I'm going to show you guys a few pictures again. This is the first picture. So we've got kids running around when daddy is praying Salah. Is that showing respect or is it not showing respect? Good boy, Alian, well done. Good boy, Musawir, well done, Safa, and Aya, well done. That is not showing respect. We should be running around when daddy's praying. What about this one then? So a boy is screaming and shouting. Is that showing respect to daddy who's praying? Good girl, Manha. Good girl, Safa. Good boy, Nabeed. That is not showing respect because daddy will not be able to concentrate on his prayer. What about this one then? So we've got a few kids who are sitting on the side quietly reading while daddy is praying. Is that showing respect to daddy? Good boy, Omar. Good girl, Lisa. Well done, Auntie Heyman. It is showing respect.
Yeah.
Well done. Now,
I think Kiana has something.
Who?
Kiana.
Kiana, are you okay? Yeah?
She says she wants to be unmuted. Kiana, could you unmute yourself from your side?
Yeah, there you go, Kiana. You're unmuted now. You okay?
Yeah, I was just trying to ask if I could get a glass of water.
Yeah, of course you can. You don't have to ask me. You can go. You don't have to ask me, okay? Good girl. So, question 3 says, who should we show respect to? Who should we show respect to then? Give me one person we should show respect to. Safa, can you tell me? Yeah?
Everyone?
Yeah, good girl. You've given the answer. Everyone. So this is friends, family, animals. We should show respect to animals, plants, people who have jobs, people who don't have jobs, remember, because they're still hard workers. And we should most importantly show respect to Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah? Go on, Aya.
Even show respect to Allah.
Good girl. Most important, we should be showing respect to Allah. Nabila, you want to say something?
I did say
MashaAllah, very pretty, very colorful. What is it?
Surah Fatiha, and I
Good girl, good girl. Show me that tomorrow, okay? Show me that tomorrow.
Miss, I can't get onto Zoom by my iPad.
So, what are you using?
I'm using my small phone.
So, but can you see me?
That's why I'm late. That's why I was late.
Fine.
It doesn't matter, but can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. My
Okay,
dad is trying to talk.
But can you see the screen as well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully tomorrow maybe you can get it working on your iPad, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good girl. Okay, so let's play our game of Hangman again, like we did last time, yeah? So, give me a second while I load it up, and then we will do Hangman, yeah? So give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Oh. Okay. And 1 second, guys. So let's get back to our lesson. Using those words then. 1 second, guys. Okay, so using those words, we can guess that our lesson is about forgiveness, okay? So our lesson is on forgiveness. So who can tell me? Oh, I'll tell you. When somebody hurts us, we have 2 options, okay? So if somebody hurts us, we have 2 options. One is we hurt them back. We can see the girl here is hurting the boy back. And one is that they're shaking hands. So which one is the better option then? Who can tell me? Which one is the better option? Nabeed, can you tell me?
The second picture.
The second picture with the red shirts, they're shaking hands. Why is that one a better choice, Nabeed?
Because if you do something bad and you do something bad back to them, then Allah wouldn't give you that much rewards. Allah wouldn't give you any rewards. If you only do apology, then Allah will give you rewards.
Okay, well done. Very nice answer. And in simple terms, it's much, much better to forgive somebody than to hurt them back, yeah? Alian, you want to say something?
When you say when you meet everyone, say IBRAHIM
Okay, well done.
and shake hands.
Well done. That was very, very good. Good boy. Well done. Okay, so what is forgiveness then? So, forgiveness is when we let go of hurt and anger. So, if somebody upset us or if somebody made us sad, we forgive them, we let go. Yeah, we say it's okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, we're not upset anymore. Yeah, so when we forgive someone, we're not upset anymore at them, we're not mad at them anymore. It doesn't mean you're weak. When we forgive someone, it means we are much, much stronger, much, much braver, yeah?
I have something to say. Aya, what? Are you okay?
Who?
Aya had something to say. She was waving.
Okay.
Aya.
You okay, Aya?
You remember what you wanted to say?
Ask a question.
Go on, you can ask me a question.
If you were playing football and you bought a ball and then someone took it and then you were crying and you walked away, the person
Yeah.
would stare at you and think that they stole someone's ball, but they got the ball and then they wasn't being kind. They said get out. They said get out again, and then they took his ball, and now the boy who was being rude took
Okay.
the ball.
Okay, but whatever means somebody else does to you, we have to make sure that we forgive them, yeah? And even though we don't want to, that's what makes us so strong and brave. Even though we don't want to forgive someone and we want to be mean to them and we want to hurt them back the way they hurt us, it's very brave and very strong that we do forgive people, yeah? Only strong people forgive, yeah? Only strong people forgive people, yeah? Perfect. Musa, you okay?
Musa,
Musa,
you can unmute yourself.
Musa, just unmute yourself.
Just click the unmute button. Musa, can you hear us?
Yeah, come on, Musa. Yeah, come on.
Please, can I have some water?
Yeah, you can. Of course you can. Just you don't have to ask me, okay? Okay, so now I have a little bit of a little video to show you guys about forgiveness, okay? Just put your thumbs up if you can hear it. Perfect.
In a beautiful meadow, up in a tall tree, there lived a colony of bees. The bees were all friends. When they were flying together, sometimes the bees would accidentally run into each other. "I'm sorry," the bee would say. "That's okay. I forgive you," the other bee would say. And the bees would keep flying together. They went on flower hunts together. They had bee races together. They worked together. And they flew way up high into the sky together. The bees were happy. But one day, something different happened. Two bees crashed into each other. I'm sorry, said the first bee. You got in my way, the angry bee said. I'm not flying with you anymore. The angry bee flew away. I'll show you, the angry bee said. The angry bee landed on a leaf and waited for the other bee to feel bad. I'm gonna sit here all day. It was time to go on a flower hunt. All of the bees went looking for flowers together. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf being angry. I'll show that bee, the angry bee said. I'm going to sit here all day. Now it was time for a bee race. They flew as fast as they could, and they all had fun racing. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf being angry. I'll show that bee, the angry bee said. I'm going to sit here all day. Now it was time for the bees to make honey. All of the bees worked very hard, and they made lots of honey together. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf, being angry. I'll show that bee, the angry bee said. I'm going to sit here all day. Now it was time for the bees to fly really high up in the sky. They loved seeing who could fly the highest, and they flew up into the clouds. But not the angry bee. He sat on a leaf, being angry. I'll show that bee, the angry bee said. I'm going to sit here all day. But it wasn't working. All of the other bees were still happy. The other bees asked the angry bee to come and fly with them. No, I'm still mad at him, said the angry bee. Okay, said the bees. We'll see you later then. The angry bee started to feel a little bit sad. He missed flying with the other bees. And he wanted to go on flower hunts again and help make honey. I could be happy again, the bee said, and I could do all my favorite things. All I have to do is forgive. He thought about it, and then...
Okay, so did we understand from so did we understand what was going on in that video then? Can anybody maybe explain the video? Misha, can you tell us?
All the bees were happy and they were doing all their favorite things and making honey and going on flower hunts and racing. But one day something very different happened. A bee crashed into another bee, and then the bee didn't forgive and sat on a leaf all day thinking, and then the other bee came to ask him to play, but then he said no, and he was sitting there all day, and then he realized that he should forgive and said sorry.
Yeah, so we can see that when the angry bee was angry, people didn't really care because everyone else was happy and they didn't want to ruin their own mood by being angry too, yeah? So they just didn't even pay attention to the angry bee. But when the angry bee realized, and he said, hold on, maybe I should just be happy again, and maybe everyone will play with me. So he became happy again, and everybody else heard it and played with him, yeah? So that's the moral of the story is we should forgive nice and easy so everybody stays happy, yeah? Yes, sir, you okay? Yes, sir? You okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, fine, perfect. Okay, so Allah loves forgiveness. Okay, so we know that Allah is the most forgiving, and He loves it when we forgive other people. Yeah. Remember, we do so many mistakes ourselves. We do the tiniest mistakes, even sometimes when we don't even know it. And Allah always forgives us. So we always need Allah to forgive us. Yeah. So inshallah, we can go to Jannah. But if we want Allah to forgive us, we must forgive other people, yeah? So when we forgive other people, Allah forgives us. And everybody needs forgiveness because we all want to go to Jannah, yeah? Okay, so now I have 3 stories for you. I'm going to tell you guys 3 stories about 3 of the prophets and how they showed forgiveness, okay? So the first story is about the story of the Prophet Muhammad. Remember, what do we say after we hear the word Prophet Muhammad? You can tell me. What do we say? Manha, do you want to have a guess?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Anybody, what do we say when we hear Muhammad? Go on, Isha.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Perfect. We said Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So let's all say, I know you're all muted, but make sure we all say it in 3, 2, 1. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Perfect. Okay, so long time ago when the Prophet was alive, many people were very mean to him when he lived in Mecca. And we know this because we learned this when we were in the classroom together, remember? So, many people were very mean to him. They gave him a very hard time. They wanted to throw rocks at him. They wanted to hurt the Prophet. They were just very angry at the Prophet Muhammad, yeah? So, the Prophet and all the Muslims were quite scared. So because they didn't want to die and they didn't want to be hurt. So they moved to Medina. We know this story, remember? We do know this story. So the Prophet and the Muslims moved to Medina because they were scared for their lives. Now what happened is the mean people heard, and they heard that the Prophet was going to Medina, the Prophet was running away. So they all followed him and they tried to fight the Muslims, yeah? They tried to fight and hurt the Muslims. Now years later, long time later, the Prophet came back to Mecca with lots and lots of soldiers, okay? And now at this point in Makkah, the mean people were very scared because the mean people were saying, oh no, we hurt you, Prophet, but now you're coming to hurt us and we're scared, yeah? So the people of Makkah were very scared that they might get hurt. But who can maybe guess what happens next?
Who knows?
So does the Prophet and the soldiers kill all the people in Mecca, or did the Prophet and the soldiers forgive? Like, what happened? Musa, can you tell me? Musa, just unmute yourself.
Musa, could you click on mute? Yeah,
There we go. Go on, Musa.
They said sorry?
Yeah, so the people in Mecca were begging, were saying, sorry, I hope you don't kill us. Go on, Omar, go on. Yeah?
Forgive them.
Good boy, well done. So then the Prophet Muhammad was very kind and forgiving. He forgave all the people, all the people that wanted to hurt him, all the people that wanted to kill him. The people of Makkah were so happy and they were so thankful that, oh Prophet, you forgave us. So then they all became Muslims, yeah? Because the Prophet forgave all of them and they were so scared. So they became so happy and they became Muslims, yeah? Okay, so that was story number 1. Story number 2 now is about the Prophet Ibrahim. Now remember, we learned about the Prophet Ibrahim as well, remember? Thumbs up if we remember. Do we remember the story Ibrahim that we did in the classroom? Good, well done. So, The Prophet Ibrahim was a very great prophet, but his daddy, his father, didn't listen to him. He didn't want to be a Muslim. So his dad was very rude to him. We know that, right? But the Prophet Ibrahim's dad was very mean to the Prophet. He didn't want to become a Muslim, so he was very mean. His father ended up kicking the Prophet Ibrahim out of his home, yeah? So now the Prophet Ibrahim didn't have a home anymore because the daddy kicked him out. So he was very sad now. But the Prophet Ibrahim forgave his father even though his father kicked him out and said, I'm never going to become a Muslim. Stop telling me what to do. The Prophet Ibrahim still forgave his father and made lots and lots of dua to Allah. Allah, please forgive my dad, yeah? So we can see that even though it was such a bad thing that happened to the Prophet Ibrahim, he still forgave his dad, yeah? Aya, you want to say something? Go on, Aya.
I didn't mean to ignore you, lesson, but my dad said I was gonna bring one of the prophets back to down. My dad said one of the prophets are gonna come down from the sky to the ground, and he's gonna fight with the other bad guy.
Yeah, you're right. Good girl, you're right. Well done. So in this story then, Prophet Ibrahim forgave his father and made lots of dua for Allah to forgive him too, yeah? So the third story now, the story of the Prophet Yusuf. Now we haven't done this story before, but I'm going to tell you guys the story, okay? Haroon, you okay?
I need a toilet.
You can go to the toilet, you don't have to ask me, okay? Okay. So, when the Prophet Yusuf was a little boy, his brothers were very jealous of him, okay? They didn't like the Prophet Yusuf, so they wanted to kill him. So what they did, they threw him in a well. You can see a picture of a well here. They threw him in the well because they didn't like him and they wanted to kill him, okay? But the Prophet Yusuf was only a little boy. So, thankfully, Prophet Yusuf did not die. Some people saw him and saved him, yeah? So they took him out of the well and they took Yusuf to another country to save him, yeah? So these people saved him. Now what happened was, years later, the Prophet Yusuf had a very big job, he was a very important person in that different country, yeah? He had lots of money, he was very rich, and he was just a very important person, yeah? What happened? The brothers, Yusuf's brothers, were still very poor, yeah? So even though Yusuf became really rich, the brothers were still very poor. So one day the brothers went traveling. So they were traveling to a different country to find food, yeah? And they went to Yusuf's country, the country where Yusuf lived. And because Yusuf was a very important person, they went and asked Yusuf for money and food. And they were so shocked when they found it was Yusuf, their own brother, yeah? So what happened was, they asked for forgiveness so much. I'm sorry we tried to kill you, Yusuf. I didn't mean to kill. We regret it so much. We're so sorry. And the Prophet Yusuf forgave his brothers and forgot everything that happened, yeah? So, what lesson should we learn from these three stories of the prophets then? Who can tell me?
Who knows?
So I told you 3 stories of the prophets. Who can tell me what lesson you learned? They've all got the same lesson. Who can tell me? Go on, Eliza.
You should always forgive people, even if they be really mean.
Good girl. Well done. Even if they've done the worst possible things, we should always forgive them. Yeah, Nabila. Nabila, you can tell me. What do you want to say?
It's bad things happen, you should still forgive whoever what happened.
Exactly, good girl. And it doesn't mean you're weak and you're a baby and you've just forgotten things easy. When you forgive someone, you're very brave and you're very, very strong. Yeah, Allah loves people who forgive. Yeah, well done. Okay, yes, Musa. Oh, Musa's gone.
Good. Musa back.
Okay. So the lesson was, as you guys said, we should always forgive those who are mean to us. So when have you forgiven other people then? You guys tell me an example where you have forgiven somebody else then. Anybody? Anybody gave me, I'll give you an example. So, Okay, so I put my favorite drink in the fridge, right? Because it's so hot and I wanted it to be nice and cool when I take it out of the fridge, right? So I put my drink in the fridge and when I came back, my juice was gone. My juice was gone. So I was like, oh no, who took my juice? And I asked everyone, did you take my juice? Did you take my juice? And then somebody said, yeah, I took the juice. It was so nice and cold. So I took it. Sorry. And I said, okay, it's okay. I forgive you. Yeah. So even though I really, really, really wanted that juice because it was nice and cool in the fridge, I forgave them because I know that Allah will forgive me when I forgive other people. Yeah, and it's really good to forgive. That's my example. So do you guys have any examples then of when you forgave somebody else? Go on, Eliza.
If I accidentally spill water on someone's coloring and they get a little bit angry, I would say sorry and the other person would forgive me.
Perfect. Very good example of forgiveness, yeah? Even though it was a little mistake. Well done. Good girl. Well done. Anybody else? Aya. Aya, do you want to give me an example?
I've got an example and a question.
Okay, go on.
You only should you shouldn't forgive only at one place. You should forgive everywhere, like in a different country or in a different city or in a different house. You could
Aya, no, we can forgive everyone everywhere, yeah?
for example.
Oh, I think she's frozen. I think you're frozen, Aya. Ah, she's frozen. Okay, we'll come back to you, Aya, okay? We'll come back to you because you've frozen a little bit. But, Abdihayman, go on, you give me an example.
When my auntie took
Miss,
my hat
can I leave?
Hold on. No, not yet, Kiana, not yet. Go on, Abdihayman.
One time, my auntie took my hat without any permission.
Mm-hmm.
They never asked me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was yours. And did you forgive her?
Yes.
Good boy. Very good sign of forgiveness. Well done. So that is the end of the lesson.